morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Tuesday. I hope it finds you well out there. Man, we got a lot of stuff going on. The markets are trying to decide real tariffs, fake tariffs. Yesterday, the letters went out. Today, the Treasury Secretary, I don't know. We'll get to it. He made some interesting comments. Do we have another problem in the Japanese bond markets? Those are the two big things, I guess, worrying the market. The 10-year note shooting higher here, shooting higher everywhere, mostly to do with worries about Japan. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. Of course, obviously, the physical delivery of wealth insurance. And it feels, listen, everything feels bubblicious. Right, the stock market, I mean, obviously, they were down yesterday on the tariffs news. They're down a little bit today. But they just want to believe. And I get it. Here's the thing they do, though. Hey, there's going to be some more stimulus, right? Some more air being pumped into the proverbial bubble balloon. The question's going to be, how much more air can it take before it all pops? But, yep, Japan and South Korea, they're going to be at 25%. I'll get through the list of all the other countries that made the letters. Here's who wasn't on it. China didn't get a letter. Canada didn't get a letter. Mexico didn't get a letter. Neither did the EU countries. So I think it's kind of interesting who did and who didn't. We'll get that in just a minute. But Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said, hey, there's going to be more negotiation into a, ready for this, here's the word he used, newish August sort of deadline. Okay, so the letter said August 1st. I don't know, maybe it's not August 1st. It's a newish, I guess technically the old deadline was tomorrow, January 9th. So now they said, well, we're sending these letters out, and now it's August 1st. But I guess it's August 1st, sort of, according to the Treasury Secretary. The President, very hands-on. As he has given the go-ahead for these trade deals. We don't know what other countries are thinking. Once again, I guess you could liken it to everybody's just a little bit confused as to, I guess, what is it going to be? And I think probably rightfully so. The Taco Tuesday words back out again, that the President makes all these grandiose comments and then backs off. Here's what we know. Tariffs on Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, Kazakhstan, yeah, you heard that right, Tunisia are going to be 25%. South Africa and Bosnia, 30%. Indonesia, 32%. Bangladesh and Syria, 35%. Thailand and Cambodia, 36%. Laos and Myanmar will face a 40% increase on the newish sort of August 1st deadline by the Trump administration. That's who got the letters. So those were the countries. Now, some of them obviously tied to China, and I think that the president, this is my guess, trying to defeat they'll still make it in China, ship it to one of these countries, and then have those countries ship it over. There was some good news. There could be some movement with a deal with India. Now, we've been close to a deal with India since like March. So they said that they're close to making a deal with India. Additional letters, according to Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, will arrive in the coming days. So that's kind of what we know. What does it mean? I don't know. How do you make decisions on the sort of newish deadlines? I don't know. We'll see. But I guess the biggest takeaway here, none of the big countries that are really, let's face it, the three countries that are the most important by far, China, Canada, Mexico. That's the majority of our trade. Nothing new on that front. Patriot Radio News Hour will be back after the break. 800-951-0592, Joe and Jason on this Tuesday. So let's take a look in at the markets. The Dow's down just under 100 points, so nothing big. It was down 400 plus points yesterday. The S&P's flat. The Nasdaq's flat. You don't see that very often. The 10-year note, 443. So a very big move in bond yields in the last 48 hours. The Japanese 10-year note to 151. I know you're like, gosh, that seems so low. I mean, think about if our rates were at 151 right now, right? But believe me, for Japan, that is outrageously high. Oil, I'm going to call it flat, right at $68. It's actually up a little bit, but nothing big, right around $68. We've had a sell-off in gold in the last 30 minutes here. Right now, down 46 at 32.91. We'll see what happens. I'm going to tell everyone, we got a big silver sale that I think is going to be awesome today. Let's see what gold does tomorrow. We may be, if we get lucky, maybe we can get a really hot gold price tomorrow. We'll see. It may come today. So far, the wholesalers are kind of ignoring this as noise. I think most of it has to do with rising rates across the globe right now. Silver off 38 cents at 38.60. Pretty much all the metals are down today. A lot, with the exception of crude oil hanging in there. Most of the commodities lower today as everybody continues to try to figure this out, right? Hey, we're going to have stimulus in America. Problem is, we've got bond market troubles in Japan again. We've got bond market troubles in France again. We've got bond market troubles here at home again. Right? I mean, all eyes, at least for today, because it could change. You know how this is. It could change in 5 more minutes. Right now on Japan. The problem, soaring food prices, primarily rice that is causing big problems in Japan. They're saying that the strong yen, it's funny, strong yen, now, again, think about where we were at bond yields in Japan, 18 months ago? They were negative. Remember, the Bank of Japan was buying everything. Right now, they've been doing their own version of quantitative tightening. Remember, there was worries the yen was going to go to 200 against the dollar. And they were forced to try to control and combat inflation. It's worked when it comes to wages in Japan. Of course, I don't know that raising or lowering rates has anything to do with wages. But it hasn't worked when it comes to food. The word out of Japan is that the bond market seemingly now crashes on a daily basis, which forces the Bank of Japan to intervene. Now, again, we talked about this yesterday, right, Jason? We talked about how the Treasury's buying $10 billion. Last week, the banks had to borrow $11 billion from the Fed, right? Everybody's trying to do the same thing, which is anytime there's a problem in the bond market, let's do our best to control it and just call it, well, it's just a little liquidity crisis. It was just a day or two or 3 or 5. The problem is somebody's intervening in their bond market almost every day now. And Jason, sooner or later, right, one of these is going to get past the goalie, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, and will it get past, Joe? I mean, the kicking the can down the road, they sure seem to have a whole lot of so-called tools where they can just throw the money here. They're always fixing the hole in the dam with more money, right? You know, the housing collapse, which it's hard to believe that we could be talking about that as getting close to 20 years ago. You know, isn't that interesting, Joe? We're getting into the neighborhood where that's 20 years ago. And as bad as that was, and as much as that was a huge deal, you know, we brought it on the air several years ago. And it's like, look, they actually gave out $29 trillion. That's how they made the Obama years go sideways. Right, Joe? They put so much paper. They put so much in to fix it. And I think we're in a worse situation now, but I think they see it coming, right, Joe? They can make it not be an enormous emergency all at once. They're trying to just stuff the money where it needs to be stuffed. I guess the one thing we got to be looking for is there going to be a break moment? That way, kind of what you were saying. Is there going to be a break moment? I don't know. It just seems like. It just seems like people are getting ready, or people got to be getting ready for some really, really bad times. I see it all around me, Joe, and people don't have the money. The lower standard of living, how low does the standard of living get? How low of a standard of living will people be okay with? And stick them in their phones and lock them in a closet, right? That seems like that's what society has been trying to do. Just put yourself on your cell phone, plug in. Don't worry about how. Nothing that you used to do as a kid that was fun. Your kids don't do that. We have all your children plugged in. It's the cheapest thing we can get them to do because this monetary system is so long in the tooth. The economic reset, Joe, that we used to talk. Remember a couple of years ago we were talking about the reset, the Great Reset. Nobody talks about the Great Reset anymore. It seems to me it's happening. It's just never happens in one day, right, Joe? It's going to happen over time. It's like long-winded response, but it's like, it seems like their biggest answer is always to plug it up with some liquidity. Just throw some money in here, throw some money in there, save Silicon Valley Bank. There's a huge indication how bad things were. They just papered over it, right? I don't know how long they can do it, Joe. People are just so propagandized into just watching the nightly news and believing what they're seeing, and then they just go to sleep, right? So I don't know, Joe. you and I both know that there's a huge reckoning coming, and I just don't know if we're going to see a really big situation or if it's just going to be a grinding, slower, bad standard of living that just keeps grinding on us, right? Because there's where we're at. There's where we're at. It used to be one man, breadwinner, mom stayed at home, raised the kids, vacations, retirement, all that. And here we are in 2025, and nobody even thinks of that, right? I told people in 2004 when I was a pizza delivery driver and I bought a house and my wife stayed at home with Jack, right? They think it's some kind of a fantasy story.
Right.
I was standing.
That makes no sense, right? When you think about, right? No, you can't do that. But that's how much things have changed. Because, think about it. You go back 20 years ago, and if you were really good at it and knew what you were doing and good with your money, you could do it. It's impossible to do it today. Just think about the price of the automobile, right? And the wear and the tear, right? Not to mention how much everything else cost, right?
I was listening to a guy yesterday, Joe, was saying, he was talking about you need to go into your car insurance and you better check your numbers. He's like, you will financially ruin your family with your car insurance, because he said you're going to hit one of these average trucks and they're going to total a Ford F-250, they're going to cost $70,000, and you have $25,000 coverage. Where are you getting that $55,000 to cover where the insurance doesn't? He's like, we're in an insane place right now, Joe.
Yeah, and it's so. I want people to understand. I'm not just making this up. People are now. There's lines, hundreds of people deep, waiting to buy rice in Japan. It's like the toilet paper crisis in America, and it is something where. I don't know. I'm not sure. Can you get political unrest in Japan? Right? We always think of them as being such a docile, country as far as you don't see. They're very well behaved. How's that? I guess for lack of a better term, right? I don't see them like burning down city blocks because they can't afford to buy the rice. And there's not enough rice to go around. But it's something where this is interesting because it may be something that we're not even expecting that leads to the crisis, right? If all of a sudden the country loses faith. Remember Japan, who was South Korea? We know about what happened all over Europe, right? They keep having snap elections. They throw this prime minister out, throw that president out. Let's revote. Let's have new people take over. And there's no confidence in government. And here, right, take the stuff with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? Nobody has any confidence that our government is telling us the truth. We don't know. I don't know if they are. Maybe it is the truth. I doubt it, but maybe, right? But we have no confidence. We have no confidence, and it's everywhere, and it's all the same reason. Everything's got so damn expensive, and you're either a have or you're a have-not. And Jason, Jason loves to say it all the, hey, how much freedom can you afford? That's what it's getting down to. And you better damn well be worried. Because our solution is F it. Let's go more stimulus. That's our solution. How did we get the inflation to begin with? Look at all the stimulus we did during COVID, right? It's easy to see. And now our plan is let's do more. And again, it's not like there was a good plan. But we decided to go for the most extreme of these plans and spend the maximum amount of money possible. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly what is going to happen. Again, they've got people talking price controls again. Remember, that was something here, right? Some of the Democrats, we got to institute price controls. Now they're talking about price controls possibly in Japan when it comes to rice. None of these things work, and it's something where the chance for success, I don't want to say zero, even though I believe it's zero. This doesn't work. Otherwise, hell, everyone would just do it. Let's just keep spending more. Oh, we got a problem, spend more. We got a problem, spend. No, that's what we've been doing for 50 years. And so now we're saying, well, let's supersize the spending. What could possibly go wrong? Well, I'm going to tell you, the biggest markets in the world are the bond markets. That's what could go wrong. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason here on this Tuesday. Losses are starting to pick up on Wall Street as everybody's kind of, no one knows what to do, right? Are the tariffs real? Are they not real? What's going to happen August 1st? Who else is going to get letters? Still don't have, nothing from BRICS, right? Kind of stolen the headline from BRICS. Remember yesterday, Donald Trump threatened the BRICS nations with even more tariffs. Haven't seen anything on that front yet. And then things starting to get tight again in all of the bond markets across the world, and what would be the tipping point. Remember, now that the bill is passed, we're going to start ramping up. We're going to have all these special auctions coming up. Get ready for hundreds of billions of dollars that need to be sold here in the next 60 days. And it's going to be a wild ride. It really is. I think it starts next week, maybe the week after. I think we got a couple weeks yet. Today's special, it's all going to be on pre-1964 silver. Dimes, quarters, half dollars. Why? Why that one? It is the best price per ounce that we have in silver, and it's not even close. Not even close as to whether it's silver eagles, silver rounds, silver bars. And this is highly unusual because it is government hallmarked. In other words, the U.S. minted them. They minted these. Now, why do the silver eagles have the highest premiums? Well, because they're U.S. government hallmarked. That's why. Simple. So logic would tell you junk silver should be second, the second highest premium. Then the rounds, then the bars, right? Those traditionally in the silver market, those were the cheapest, right? Bars and rounds, that's what you bought when you wanted to be near spot. It's just one of those markets. Take advantage of it. Does it really matter what form it is? Silver is silver. I mean, honestly, if everything kind of breaks down, I'd rather have, no offense, listen, a lot of these bars are great. Right? They're made by companies you can depend on. A lot of the rounds are great, but they're not hallmarked. Not like dimes, quarters, and half dollars. Here's what we've got today. Rolls of dimes at $135. rolls of quarters. That's, by the way, that's 50 dimes. That's $5 face value. Okay, it's a lot of silver. That's 50 units. Silver quarters. That's 40 units. $10 face value. So double the amount of silver. Right? That's 40 units. And then those are at $2.70. The silver $half, right now, that's the premium junk or utility silver coin. Right? You always pay more for $half. It's only $5, $275. But wait, if you buy one of each, so you buy one roll of dimes, one roll of quarters, one roll of $half, that'd be $680. We're going to take $5 off. So if you buy one of each, you save another $5. So it'd be $675. So it'd be like kind of, think about it this way. That'd be like buying the $half for the same price as the quarters and the dimes, right? Great deal. If you buy 10 rolls of each, 10 rolls of dimes, 10 rolls of quarters, 10 rolls of $half, will save you another $50. Yep, all the way down.
And that's a quarter bag. That's a quarter bag of silver,
right? You know, $6,700 gets you 10 rolls of dimes, 10 rolls of quarters, 10 rolls of $half. So already, listen, just buying one roll of dimes or one roll of quarters, one roll of, it's already a great price, right? $135 for the dimes, $270 for the quarters, $275 for the $half. If you buy one roll of each, you save another $5. If you want to buy 5 of them, yeah, well, okay, well, guess what? You save $5 5 times. You buy 10 rolls, $6,700, and I'll tell you what, anyone who buys 10 rolls, I know a lot of you pick up, which is great. I'll throw in the shipping if you buy 10 rolls of each, because that's heavy. That cost, right? You know, that's saving $35. So no matter where you are, it won't matter. 800-951-0592 and take advantage of, and you know, we have a lot of this year, right? A lot of market moves that we normally don't see. I mean, look at gold. How close to spot you can buy gold for. Here in the silver markets. Even, you know, I'll be honest, the Silver Eagle premiums, I mean, they're way down from COVID, but even, like, this is going back, you know, silver used to be, gosh, like 25 cents over spot. I can't even remember what it was when I first started. It was so cheap. And then they got to $2 over. I remember silver was $2 over forever. Well, it really wasn't forever. But then the financial crisis hit, and then it was $4 over, $5 over. Remember, like 2011, you couldn't even get it, right? Didn't matter. COVID premiums were double the spot price. You know, spot was 18, the premium was 36. I mean, it's the other way around right now, and you're going to get, whether you want to call it junk silver, utility silver, and I'll just say this. You know, people got to remember, I think silver's going to be $100 soon. What is soon? I don't know, next couple of years. Soon. $100. This is a great opportunity to pick up some reasonably priced silver. Think about it. Hey, I just need to sell back a roll of $half every month to supplement my income. 800-951-0592. The utility/junk silver special. Rolls of dimes, 50 silver dimes, $135. Silver quarters at $2.70. Silver half dollars, $2.75. Buy one of each. Take $5 off, so it'd be $6.80 the sale price. Take another $5 off, $6.75 for every one of each that you buy. If you buy 10 rolls of each, now here you go. Save another, right? Save another $5 a roll. So that's like saving $10 a roll, $6,700. That would be $100 savings on the sale price. So it's an extra sale, if you will, at 800-951-0592. It is the cheapest premium silver that we have available today, and quite honestly, by like over $2 an ounce, almost $2.50 an ounce from where rounds and bars are. Silver Eagle's still way above $40. So this is a huge opportunity at 800-951-0592. I just want to give people an idea of how bad the crisis in these bond markets are. Take the United States. We are running yearly budget deficits that are 63% higher than the average, and this is debt to GDP. This isn't dollars, because dollars, it's outrageous, right? It's hundreds and hundreds of percent above. But as a percentage of GDP, then the average over the last 50 years. This is how enormous the spending really is now. And like I said, can you think about that? When I started, they were talking, budget deficits were like, I don't know, a couple $100 billion. Right? I mean, now you gotta factor like 25 times that amount today. Right? I mean, that's how nonsensical the numbers truly are. And believe me when I tell you, and I know you know this, a day of reckoning's coming. A day of reckoning is coming. And the problem is you have a lot less time than you think. And I'm one of those guys, listen, I thought, honestly, 5 years ago, I thought, God, I'll probably be dead. It'll be close. But I'll be too old to matter, right? Who cares? I'll be so old, what does it matter? Probably won't even know who the hell I am, right? Nah. I didn't get that lucky. Do we have 10 years? We will not make it to 2030 without this crisis, I promise you. And I actually think it's probably, I don't know, a year and a half, something like that. Maybe we get somewhere into 2027. Maybe. That's where I'm at. I hope you're getting ready. I really, really do. But I know it's hot as hell out there today. I think it's going to be 117 here in Phoenix. Don't go outside. Listen, it is. It's funny here. 110's nothing. Fine. Big deal. 117, yeah. Big deal. It's crazy how a difference that makes. But don't worry, it's going to go right back down tomorrow to only 113. The half-empty cup coming up next. We're going to have a great show. Catherine Austin Fitz was out talking about, the weaponization of everything. We'll be talking about that. We may even play Alex Jones crying
No, I won't be able to do that.
No?
Too many F-bombs, dropping too many expletives.
Yes.
Plus, he didn't really cry. But we're going to talk about it, though. There's a meltdown going on. We'll have some fun on the next hour for sure. It's going
to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. For those of you, listen, tomorrow we're going to devote most of this show to Texit. Got a big call again tonight. Right now, Texit at $1.41. I think we are within, 10 days. I'm just going the pattern since I've been around. Remember, we were at $1 for like 3 to 4 weeks. And then, boom, just basically went to $1.30. Let's call it between $1.30 and $1.40.
30%.
Right?
Which means if it does the same thing, it's going to be $1.70.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, and I think at $1.70, probably will run up close to that $2. And I think that could be any day. I don't know which one. We will be past minor 9,000 this week. God, will we hit 10,000 next week? We'll be close. We'll be over 10,000 miners. Guys, we'll probably be like 13,000 miners before July is over.
30% is huge, Joe. Think about it. $1.70. Let's say it just doesn't even get near to $2. You have $1,000 in Texas coin, which a lot of our 9-packs and 5-packs are getting up there now. A lot of them are way past that.
Way past
your $1,000 is now $1,300 with one price range that goes up. If you're $3,000 in Texas,
$3,000, right?
Yeah, $3,000 in Texas coin, you're now at $3,900, and that's 30% will do. Those are the kind of things you want to be involved in.
800-951-0592 if you want to sign up or put some silver away or do both. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. We may have a problem here. 30-year notes across the globe are blowing out as we speak here right now. The U.S. 30-year note almost back now above 5%. Remember, we had that issue a few weeks ago, 496. All of this followed a disastrous 5-year note auction in Japan last night, this morning. Their 30-year note just exploded. The German 30-year note, the highest since March. Everybody just worried about supply. How is this going to go? And again, nobody wants to talk about it. You're not going to hear about it on the news. They're going to tell you about tariffs and, Donald Trump's having a cabinet meeting, and Scott Bessent said, well, maybe, kind of, sort of, we don't know. Listen, it's that fire inside the walls, Don't even know what's happening, and then kind of, maybe you're smelling a little smoke, but you're not too worried about it. Next thing you know, the whole house burns down. Rolls of junk silver, all on sale today. The silver dimes, $135. Silver quarters, $270. Silver $half, $275. Buy one of each. I'm going to knock off $5. Be $675. 10 of each. Another $5 off. So saving $10 on the 3-pack there. $6,700. And for those of you that don't come in and pick up, I'm going to throw in the shipping at 800-951-0592. By the way, gold's back above 3,300 right now. The U.S. 10-year note, 443. Again, digital money is coming like a freight train. We think there's the potential with Texit to be like a second coming of Bitcoin. take a shot with us. I'll say this. You want to trade gold or silver or whatever for it? We'll do that. You can pay with check. You can put it on a credit card. You can, heck, if you know how to pay with crypto, you can even do that as well at 800-951-0592. I did get an update. This promotion that they're running this month will stay in effect at least through August is what I'm being told. So that's good news. Right now, each a seat at the table is $995. You only can buy 9 seats. That's $8,955. That's it. That's the cap. If you buy the 9-pack, they're going to give you two free seats. Well, what does a free seat mean? It just means you get more coins every day. That's all. Every day. Buy 5 seats, they're going to give you a 6th seat for free at 800-951-0592. And like I said, I think we're geared up here for the next big move in Texas. I think it's going to be probably in the next couple of weeks, maybe sooner. I don't know. Believe me, if I knew exactly when, I wouldn't be doing this show anymore, but it's coming. Make sure you jump over to the half-empty cup. I think it's going to be a lot of fun today. God bless everybody. Joe and Jason, hey,